Well, we'll say good, we'll just go straight to the next act, so you know how to clap, scream and cheer. Start doing it. Welcome to the stage, Johny Winter. Hey folks, how you going tonight? My name is Johny, it's good to be up here. For people that have seen me before, maybe I look a little happier than what I usually do. Main reason behind that, I've got a new lady in my life. She's actually teaching me a lot of new things. One of the things she's done is she started introducing food to the bedroom. Well, she's not kinky or anything like that, she's just a fucking pig. But one of the things she's got me doing is she's got me watching the news a lot. And we've got an election coming up really soon. And I don't know about you folks, but I've got no fucking idea who to vote for. Alright, in the old days you had Tony Abbott up there, and you knew who to vote for or who not to vote for. I mean, at the end of the day, Tony Abbott himself, he had one claim to fame. What was that? He got rid of the smugglers. He got rid of the traffickers. Yeah, he accelerated the execution of the Bali 9 drug smugglers. He ended up getting rid of the, stopping the boats and getting rid of the people smugglers. And he was actually personally 100% responsible for fellas stopping wearing budgie smugglers. But the big thing about it also is nowadays you've got Bill Shorten, and he's getting ready for the election. Now in the house that I live in, we've actually come up with a bit of a drinking game. It's the Bill Shorten drinking game. So what you do is you actually watch one of Bill Shorten's speeches. Every time he uses the word Tony Abbott, or uses the word Malcolm Turnbull, you actually take yourself a drink. When he actually talks about what he's going to do good for the country, that's when the game ends. Now so far, we've been playing this game quite a lot. Everyone's passed out way before the actual game's finished. But one of the other things that we've been looking at quite a lot now, you've got the American election going on. And we've talked a little bit about it so far. You've got Donald Trump. Now me, myself, I'm a bit, I like Donald Trump. I like him. Now it's not because I'm a racist or a bigot or anything like that. But one of the things about Donald Trump is for guys like myself, he actually gives hope for all of us that God actually gave us a bad hand when we were given our hair. Because Donald Trump himself has made everybody there look good about themselves. Now when it comes to God, I've had quite a few people have actually turned around to me and said, do you believe in God? And yeah, I do believe in God. But I believe in a God that doesn't need heavy financing. So I believe in a God that doesn't need my money. Because when I look at it, God can actually, he's that powerful. He can actually make 2 penguins walk all the way from Antarctica to the Middle East. But for some reason he can't make a fucking accountant turn up at church to balance his books for him. Now the other thing about when you look at God and you look at church, that's got to be the ultimate business. If you're going to start a business, you start a church. And it's got nothing at all to do with the fact that you pay no taxes and you've got your own choice of which groupies you want. Nothing at all to do with that. But if you notice, like I used to sell life insurance. The church actually sells afterlife insurance. No, it does. Right? It's the easiest thing to do. You can convince anyone they need it. And there's nobody that can actually prove that you don't. But when it comes down to jobs, have you noticed nowadays, like I've changed jobs quite a lot in life, have you noticed how qualified you have to be at everything? Everything you do nowadays, you've got to be qualified. See, years and years ago, take the police for example. Do you ever do policing? Okay, I can get away with this one. Now, years ago, to become a police, or today actually I should say, to become a police officer, you need to do a diploma in justice. You need to pass that. In the old days, you only had to get picked on at school and you were Australian. But then you've got the other jobs. You've got different jobs, like to become a truck driver. A truck driver nowadays, to be there, you usually only need your licence. Okay, nowadays to be a truck driver, you need to get like a safety driving history. You need to actually get yourself a red or a blue card. In the old days, you just needed a low tolerance to crystal meth. And it's like different things like being a taxi driver. Like to be a taxi driver, nowadays you need a certificate too in driving procedures. And you actually need to be able to have a basic understanding of English. I don't know about you people here, but has anyone called a taxi here lately? Unless you're going to a casino or an airport, they've got no fucking idea where you're going. You caught one of those, haven't you? But taxi drivers are like that all around the world. All around the world. You folks, where are you guys from?
I'm from England.
Yeah, whereabouts?
Birmingham.
Birmingham? I can't do the accent, I'd love to. Everybody else is as well?
I'm Australian, New Zealand.
Whereabouts? And you? You're English? I love the English girls, I really do. I love the English girls. They have their own language, they really do. Like, especially their own love and their own sex talk. Like, they're always saying things like shag and snog. And all of those things. Yeah, you've heard him say that, yeah? So like, last time I was over in England, I was having sex with this English girl. And when we finished, she turned around to me and she was like, so we're going to snog now? Are we going to snog? You should always snog a lass after you shag her. It's polite to snog a lass after you've shagged her. And I'm like, miss, I've only paid you for an hour. I mean, it's like with everything. I mean, I know about upselling, but that was totally ridiculous with that. But when it comes down to jobs and things like that, what would you say the most overrated job or the most overqualified job you could find would be? It's the pharmacist. Anyone ever gone to see the pharmacist? He goes to university for something like 5 years, and what is he, a fucking shop assistant? Like, all that happens is you walk up with him with a piece of paper your doctor's actually given there, and you give it to him, and he goes and takes your order, gets your product, gives it to you. I mean, there are people that work at fucking Subway that can do that. But at the end of the day, people have said to me, yeah, but you look at the pharmacist, he needs to know his product, or she needs to know what she's giving you. They need to know all of that. And I've looked at the size of a chemist. Has anyone been to fucking Bunnings? I mean, the people there need to know what's going on in Bunnings. They've got something like 70,000 fucking products to be able to give you. But then on top of that, you know, people are saying, but yeah, they're giving you drugs, they need to know what they're giving you. But I mean, you can go to any housing commission estate here on the Gold Coast, and there's people that know a shitload more about drugs than what the pharmacist does. But I know myself, like for me, part-time, I've done this for a long time. I've actually worked as a bouncer. I worked as a bouncer in town. And that's one of the jobs nowadays that's one of the most overrated or one of overqualified jobs that you need. One of the most recent qualifications I make sure we have is first aid. So I'm a bouncer that actually needs to have a first aid certificate. I mean, to me that's a little bit like a demolitionist needing to be a qualified builder. You know, for me, I need to know I'll be qualified in first aid. I don't have to be qualified in self-defense. Nothing like that. I've just got to be qualified in first aid. So I mean, I can be standing there with my colleague, someone pulls a knife on him, I've got no fucking idea how to disarm him. But I know how to stop the bleeding, to motion of the ambulance and get him when he lives. But then there's other things that we need to know. We need to know CPR. We need to know RSA. I mean, if you spoke to a bouncer 10 years ago, we couldn't even fucking spell like RSA or CPR. But when you look at things like CPR, you look at RSA, it is an important thing. I mean, just the other day I was at a nightclub just in town, and we followed the guy. He actually walked in, staggering around as he got there. We knew that he walked into the toilet quite intoxicated. So because I'm not trained in self-defense or anything like that, I'm trained in first aid. I called for backup straight away because he was, you know, quite dangerous. And we found him actually standing at what we call the hands-free urinal. Now, you ladies might not know what it is, but you fellas that know what the hands-free urinal is. It's the one that you stand up, you pull out, you do your thing, and you can stand there texting somebody. You can stand there on your mobile phone. And we looked at this guy and we thought to ourselves, this is the first guy ever that can actually multitask. Because I'll say one thing about us fellas, you give us one thing to do, we're actually exceptionally good at it. You give us two things to do, we're going to fucking struggle every time. But we're looking at this guy and we couldn't quite work out whether it was a very long piss he was taking or a very long text message that he was doing. So we're standing there and my mate of mine called Wade, he just turned around and he said, mate, he says right away, he goes, are you right there? We soon found out this actually guy was like everyone else, he actually can't multitask. Because there he was and his phone just turned around and said, yeah. I mean, we couldn't jump as fast as what we could do to get out of the way of that. But one of the things I do love, and I have to say about being here on the Gold Coast, I do love so much. Okay, being here, this has got to be the most multicultural place I've ever been to. Now, we've got people here from the UK, people here from New Zealand. I'm sure if I asked around, there'd be people from everywhere there are. But one of the things I love about being around here and being in such a multicultural place is just all the people that you get to meet. And if you notice when you meet somebody, when you meet the people here and get to know them, the stereotypes about them, they're just not true. It's like when people come here and they think that we all drink Fosters. Yeah. Now, the other day, I met a Tasmanian on holidays. He was on holidays with his girlfriend, and they both had two different last names. Yeah, well. And I actually met an Englishman, and he didn't complain about anything the whole time he was here. And I met an American fella, and he was actually quiet and said nothing obnoxious. And I met a New Zealander, who actually lives in New Zealand. Thanks very much, folks. My name's Johnny. You've been great. Thank you.
photo goes Johnny Winter.